Chelsea fans in meltdown, fuming, angry with another abject performance and result. We're looking at some of the best fan reactions to that. Plus, Jamie O'Hara. I'm telling you now, the man's broken. And I know why the man is broken, because he fits that category of Tottenham fan who cannot get Arsenal out of his mind. But the man has got to learn to chill. We're going to show you why later. So stick with us. Hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribing. Make sure that bell notification button is turned on as well. Plus, a very important piece on Manchester United I'm very excited to bring to you as well. But let's start with Chelsea and the reactions from last night.
Oh my God, Qarabag are in! Qarabag are in! Tosin's been turned inside out again! And it's in! Fuck! Yorel Hato's been sent for a hot dog. Tosin's had his ankles broken as well.
By the way, I know a lot of people are going in on Hato, and he did make a mistake, but I do think Tosin's defending was so much worse.
It's just, oh man. I need to see that again. The only thing I know, Tosin and Hato were both decked pretty much.
Wait. It's not a penalty. No, it's not a penalty. Hey! It's not a penalty! What are we doing? Why am I even seeing? Why am I seeing behind Sanchez's bald head? Why am I seeing the net? Why am I seeing a man standing by the spot kick, looking, huffing and puffing, looking to take pen kicks? What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? That wasn't a penalty. He had his hands here. What are we doing? Where do you want it? What are we doing? That was going to hit his chest. That was going to hit his chest anyway. His hands were here. It was going to hit his chest. He didn't stop the ball from progressing. The ball was going
He did.
to hit him in the chest anyway. Where did you want him to put his hands? In the sky? In an unnatural
That would be worse.
position?
I do agree. UEFA's handball rule is a joke. It's an absolute joke. Hato is running, right? He's running. The player is a few yards from him. He's running to keep up. The ball is hit. His arm's in a running motion and it hits the arm. Should never, ever be a penalty, to be fair.
I thought it was a free kick for us. I thought, Hato? No, it can't be Hato again. It can't be. It had to be someone else. Surely there's another Dutch brother in the centre-back position that could have been. Let it be Tosin. Let it be someone else so we can share it out, at least. Oh my God. We're actually 2-1 down. It couldn't have been Hato. There's no way. I'm actually stunned. I genuinely was expecting a goal kick or something. Why is there... What's going on? What on earth is going on?
I do get the confusion though, because Chelsea were in like a really good place in that game, and then it was like a 10-minute madness, and it just took them such a long time to turn it around.
Qarabag deflected. Handball penalty for Qarabag.
It's a pen. This is embarrassing, man. Honestly, this half has been embarrassing. This half has been embarrassing. How can one player be so rattled? Hato is so out of it. Jorel Hato is absolutely out of it. Come on, Sanchez, please. One time, brother Sanchez, brother Sanchez, you've been doing so well for us. Please, brother Sanchez. One time, please, Sanchez, please.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. What is going on here?
I've seen a lot of Chelsea fans seem in a really interesting place at the moment, and I want to understand you, because 1 minute and I'm not putting you all into this category because I'd love to have this discussion with you. Can't wait to read your comments. 1 minute it feels like everything's amazing, everything is brilliant. The next, it's the absolute end of the world. I read this tweet from Carefree Lewis, obviously friend of the show, good guy, and I read it and I could feel the pain. You know, sometimes you can read something and you feel that pain. I mean, where is it now? It only popped back into my head once we were talking. And he says here, angry doesn't even begin to describe it. The amount of unavoidable goals we allow ourselves to concede is a disgrace. The mentality is in big games compared to smaller games needs to change, and fast. And whilst we are at it, shout out to Clearlake for thinking we didn't need a centre-back. I'm seeing that theme a lot from Chelsea fans around the sort of mindset and mentality of their players. Don here, the Football Terrace own Don, says, I'm called SDS superstar as well now. Big up, bro. He says here, once again, conceding goals that you that get you punched up, always dropping points because of stupidity. And I am starting to look at this now, and I'm asking this question. It's a question, not a statement, for all the toasted people. Are the constant mistakes, and that's poor errors leading to goals, silly red cards that have led to goals, etc., and to defeats, is the mindset in the smaller games? I mean, these are all part of your attributes. Now, let's take it to computer games so you will understand where I'm coming from. When you play computer games, like Football Manager, you don't just look at their pace and their passing. You want it all. Is it still scored out of 20? Oh, look, 19 passing, 19 pace, 19 crossing, 18 finishing. Amazing. You also looked at concentration, stamina, error proneness, injury proneness, all these other attributes that are on that game. You also looked at them, right? Determination. You remember that was one of them? These are real attributes in real life that are assessed by scouts. And I do have to ask that question. Do you think there's a percentage of these Chelsea players who maybe don't have great concentration, maybe don't have great determination? So when they're playing a Qarabag, they're here. Where when they're playing Liverpool, they're right up here. And why do I recognize that? I think Man United have suffered with that massively in the last 10 years. Fair weather players in regards. I'd love to get your thoughts on it. I'd love to get your opinions in the comments section below.
A pile of shit. Him getting injured feels about 10 years ago, doesn't it?
That was the best intro to a video I've seen. This is Tobe. Just take a listen.
5 things we learned from a pile of shit. Him getting injured feels about 10 years ago, doesn't it? I feel sorry for him, but I'm so used to it at this point. Like, see you in a few months against Liverpool or Spurs. That seems to be it. 2, that's one of the worst performances I've seen in a Chelsea shirt. Not even close. I'm not even joking. It was that bad. It was Bakayoko levels. He's young, whatever, but it was. 3, the other centre-back, Tosin. Again, our centre-backs are just so far off the level of some of our other good players in terms of like quality. Do you know what I mean? Like you look at some other teams, like look at Arsenal centre-backs, for example, even their backup centre-backs compared to our centre-backs.
Don't say that. Don's going to do his nuts.
Even the ones that are the first team centre-backs, I'm just like, you know, because Cole ain't here, is he? And Buddy Shield's never here, but you know what I mean? Like the ones we have available are just like Fofana, do you fancy not doing what Lavia did and like being fit? That would be nice. 4, I'm going to try and be positive for the rest of it because I don't like being negative.
I'm just laughing. It's like you fancy being fit. That's one of Chelsea's big issues as well. They do have some very talented players that are just never fit. And I know I said this about Reece James, and he's kind of turned the fitness around, but I feel he's the exception. What's Lavia done? I mean, Reece James is at least Chelsea through and through. You know, he's going to run through brick walls. He's won them helped to win them Champions Leagues. With Lavia, I do look at it and think, is there an exit plan here? Could you sell him to a Saudi club? I'm just throwing it out there. Is there a way of recouping some of that money and putting it elsewhere? Because Lavia, for me, I think there's an argument that if he could get a run of games, 10, 15 starts under his belts, get some familiarity, I can't speak, familiarity on the pitch again, he could be every bit as good as any midfielder in the Premier League. The problem is when you're unavailable, you might as well play Tobes. You might as well play me. I'm more effective than an injured Lavia. And I'm shit, bruv. You know what I mean?
About Chelsea is something that gives me a nice, bit of joy, a nice bit of escapism for us all. But he was wicked, single-handedly. Like, every time we're just looking for him to try and do something. And he does. He'll force a pass into the box and waste it with a poor shot. He'll take his shot well cut in, puts it near post. He'll beat his man. He'll throw a dummy in. He'll throw a chop in. He'll throw some step up. Great player, very talented, and I'm just looking forward to seeing him play with Palmer. We're missing Palmer a lot.
I want to say an Esteval because it will sort of go unnoticed because he was on not the losing side, but I know Chelsea fans feel like they lost, and I get and I understand, and I respect that. But Esteval's amazing, and I want to be very careful here that I don't hypocrisize myself. I don't think he should start every game for the entirety of the season. There needs to be periods where he's rested and taken care of because he's 18. And I do think we all do this as football fans. We see these young, exciting players and we just want to see them start at 18 years old, play every game for the next 15 years, break all of our appearance records, goal scoring, especially attackers, goal scoring records, win all the trophies. so we can crown them the new king, and they've either come through the academy or we've bought them young and developed them. I know a lot of football fans want that. As a United fan, how important our youth is to us, I feel the same. But you have to protect young players' bodies. You have to protect the element of injuries later on down the line. But that all being said, Esteval's got to play more games, man. Esteval is absolutely top class on every single level. The man he just oozes absolute brilliance every time I watch him play. And Maresca has got to get him onto that. Okay? Absolutely got to get it done now, tomorrow. Next game they play, that's Wolves. Get him in the team. Make sure it's happening. It's needed massively.
This season is back. Yeah. When Phil is in that level, when playing between the lines in the pockets, and it doesn't matter what happened. His first contact, his turn, and after his generosity, running and fighting, and as a match, Phil is happy and love, enjoy. The rest, you don't have to say much, because he's a special player. But we need his goals definitely, and today make hopefully the first step to do it. And yeah, before the big match against on Sunday, it's important to have him back.
I love hearing this from Pep. Now, listen, I'm not a big fan of Man City, as everybody knows, but I won't go out my way to disrespect a football player for absolutely no reason. And I feel that I said it last night on the match reaction. I want to say it again now. Phil Foden has been one of the most disrespected players on the planet in the last 18 months. The only area of criticism that I think holds water is around what he's done internationally. He has been a top-class player, sometimes a world-class player at club level, who hasn't transpired that, transisted into the international game. That being said, there are players that have never been top-class, have never been world-class, who go onto the international scene and do very well. If you go back and look at the early years of Danny Welbeck in an England shirt, it was really, really good. I felt so much better for England than at club level. Peter Crouch kind of fits that mold for me a little bit as well. Some players just take to it. Closer is maybe the greatest example ever. A good to very good club level player. At World Cups and for Germany internationally, the man was an absolute demon. So I think that's important. But he just deserves these flowers. I think so much of what Foden did in his early years was discredited. And as a Man United fan, it'd be easy to jump on the bandwagon and slag him off. It'd be easy to jump on it and say, yeah, rubbish, crap, overrated. I could do the normal thing. I could do all those things. I could say all those things. It would be easy. But I actually feel if I was doing that, what I'd really be doing is undoing the legacy of some of Man United's players. Because not everybody is the poster boy. Not everybody is the main man in a team that builds a dynasty. And there's only been 3 clubs and 3 teams, in my opinion, have built dynasties in the UK. And that was Liverpool in the 70s and 80s, United in the 90s and noughties, and what Pep's done in this last decade. And if he stays another decade, maybe he does it again. They're the only dynasty teams because they dominated their league. I'm talking in the last sort of post World War II. Okay, there might be some before that. I'm just speaking in the more modern day sense. They dominated their league and over a decade won the vast majority and were out far the better team domestically. They then also won international trophies, Champions Leagues. 2 of them completed trebles. These teams did 2-peats and 3-peats and 4-peats and doubles and doubles and domestic trebles and all these things. They're the dynasty clubs for me. Very high threshold to get into that. And Foden was an important part, an integral part. But it was just that KDB and Haaland and a number of other players were just seen as Rodri's when winning Ballon d'Ors. Some guys were just either better or more kind of the poster boys and had the sort of celebrity element attached to them. Not everybody can be the star when you have a team full of absolute heroes. Some people just kind of fall to the wayside a little bit. That isn't because they're just one of the guys or they're just there for they're just there for vibes or they don't impact. It doesn't make him Luke Chadwick. It doesn't make him sort of a squad player that barely contributed just because there were 3, 4, 5, 6 other players who just either took the headlines or had the PR on their side or the club put up as the poster boys. This is what happens. Foden's still only 25. They go on to win more and more trophies. He's probably going to be the poster boy this time round. He was still so young at that moment. I think that's really, really key. So I'm glad Pep's giving him his flowers because the kid's an absolute star. Now, before we go into this, I say this before I say it again, Jamie O'Hara has been broken by Arsenal. There's no doubt about this in my mind. Jamie O'Hara has been broken by Arsenal Football Club. And I'm going to show you as to why in this video. It starts off about Tottenham, but then you see the hypocrisy, you see the nonsense, you see the joke, but all of it stems back. And this is why he's angry because Tottenham won't get given credit, even though he moans about Tottenham on a regular basis, but he does the same thing himself. And in life, generally speaking, you reap what you sow. Let's take a little listen.
Constantly want to sit here and mug Tottenham off. It's Copenhagen! We were garbage against Chelsea. We know that. We know we should beat Copenhagen, but the performance was decent. We moved the ball quick. Van der Ven scores a wonder goal. Give us some credit, Chase. You always just want to dismiss us.
Here's what you lot should be saying. We were terrible at the weekend. We played with the worst sides in the competition. We're going to move on, right? No. Hold my beer.
No, this is
Best centre-half in the world. Honestly, you're doing my nut in you.
You actually wind me up.
You're winding me up.
You always just want to gloss over a Spurs win. Why are we not allowed to say that we were good? We're entitled to talk about Spurs in a good light when they've performed well.
You're going on like you're beating Real Madrid.
No, I'm not going on like we beat Real Madrid. I'm going on that we put in a decent performance against the Champions League team. You just literally constantly want to sit here and mug Tottenham off. And quite frankly, mate, I'm starting to get the hump with it because I'm sick and tired of seeing
TalkSPORT have got to sort their mics out as well, you know.
you on YouTube shouting your mouth off with your little clown outfit on, giving it a big one 24/7. Like, Spurs are a big club and we're allowed to talk about them in a good light when they play well. I'm sick of it.
The thing is, right, is he is right. They are allowed. They are allowed to talk. He's storming off there. They are allowed to talk about their club in a good light when they're playing well. The problem I have is that Jamie O'Hara is the first. Arsenal are top. Arsenal are, unbeaten in the Champions League. And if their fans celebrate, celebration police come out, get down the tunnel. It's a joke. You haven't won anything. And by the way, don't throw they won the Europa League. O'Hara has been doing this to Tottenham for years. The problem is, the reason why O'Hara gets called out, it isn't. Some Tottenham fans don't get called out for this. Some Tottenham fans are level-headed and balanced. And they will they'll be frustrated when they lose, but they're encouraged and they're sort of here for the journey under Frank, and they know there's going to be some ups and downs, and they'll be left alone. But it's because O'Hara does things like this.
Shambles.
Normal service is resumed. Chelsea go 1-0 up when playing Tottenham.
Honestly, it's a joke how we defend that. Defending from the back. The way, the kitten, oh my God, don't get me started on Jed Spence.
It was a gift.
Simmons.
It was a gift. It's exactly what we needed, because it was tight, wasn't it? There was nothing really going on. It was all a little bit bitty. But look, we've just wanted it a bit more. Won the 50-50 there. God, you had such an opportunity to
Xavi Simmons!
Simmons again.
Xavi Simmons.
Caicedo does so well.
I'm sick to death of
It's
Xavi.
in.
I'm sick to death of Xavi Simmons. He didn't start.
He's been on for 5 minutes.
No,
This is what I mean. So this is just him going in at one player. But he was also, we'll go to it in a minute, he's gone in on the structure of the club, the issues with the squad. Jamie O'Hara is consistently slagging Tottenham off. But then they have a good win, and he wants everybody to praise them and talk about how much of a big club they are. It can't work both ways. Now, I know what some of you will say, Terry, of course he can be angry today and then change his mind tomorrow. That isn't what Jamie O'Hara is doing. That isn't what some Tottenham fans, what some Arsenal, what some Man United fans do. It's from the ridiculous to the sublime. It's we're in trouble, we're a disgrace, we're absolutely horrible, sack everybody, sell the whole squad, to why won't you give us massive credit when we win a game? Because 2 days ago you were talking about what a shambles of a club you were. The issue is that one of the real reasons he's angry, the other side of it, is that you also get back what you give out. You also get back what you give out. Let's not forget what Jamie was saying about top of the league Arsenal, only one defeat all season, no goals in the Premier League conceded from open play, no goals conceded in the last 8 games, 9 clean sheets in the last 10 games, clear at the top of the Prem, joint top of the Champions League. This is what he was saying.
Head it out, Danso comes up, gets the tower, starts throwing. It's so one-dimensional. And Carragher's right. Like, I get it. Some of the lesser teams like Brentford, you got a long throw in it, you can cause problems, you can maybe create a chance. But the top teams doing long throw-ins. Like, I can't believe what I'm watching. It's all down to Arsenal. Arsenal started this. Arsenal started the long throw, the set pieces.
So again, if you're going to go out there and start digging out other people's clubs, don't expect the masses to be positive towards you and your club. Now, I'm quite fair with most people's clubs, I think. I'm not always right. You guys don't always agree with me, but what I find is when Man United have been a little bit hard done by, I deserve a bit of praise. Do you know what I get in this community? I hate United, but you know what, Terry? You guys deserve it. You're quite fair. I'm going to be fair. If you want your club to be treated fairly, you must treat others fairly. If you don't want crazy agendas against your own players, don't have crazy agendas against rivals players. You get back the energy that you put out, typically speaking. You'll always get the anomalies. You know, you can be a really nice person and still some people are horrible to you in life. But by and large in life, you get back what you put in.
You know, they've killed the Premier League in terms of, you know, fluid football and enjoyable football.
But Arsenal still play good football.
No, they don't.
They've just tried something different, which is working.
Yeah, and now everyone's run with it. And Arsenal are the best at it. Right? You can't get away from it. Set pieces, throw-ins, Arsenal are the best.
And this is the thing. He talks about Arsenal literally killing the brand, killing the league, killing the game because they're good at set pieces. So he's literally underplaying the best team in England as of so far this season, underplaying them in every way. But then angry that his team, who he slagged off massively at the weekend and said were a shambles and finished and ruined, wanted half of his new players sold. He now wants them to be praised because what was a very good performance. Start putting that energy out there, Jamie, and you'll get it back, my friend. Now, look, we were going to speak on Man United. I'm going to put that into this afternoon show because I want to spend a bit of time on that. And those Chelsea clips took a long time to get through. So we'll do that this afternoon. It's a really important message. But listen, hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribing. Turn on that bell notification. Until next time, people, take care. Goodbye. God bless. And I'll see you soon. Peace.